Well, I mean, like we can do since you've never seen Halloweentown, we can do Halloweentown.
You want to start with Halloweentown?
I mean, like
You want to go all in?
it's kind of like the typical, but I mean, like
I mean that's it works.
especially since you've never seen it, like is like that's
That's true. I've
it's
never seen
important to see.
Halloweentown or any of them.
Yeah,
So
and it's just important for you to see, regardless. Even if we didn't have a podcast, I would tell you to watch Halloweentown right now.
welcome to History of Popcorn. We are back after a hiatus, and we've missed you as much as you missed us. For those of you who don't know, or first-time viewers or anything, you just stumbled across this. If you're wondering what this is your Secret Public Movie Club, and we are your hosts. I'm Elijah.
I'm Justin.
And we are just a podcast about all things movies. We talk about movie news, we talk about movie reviews, or we make movie reviews, I guess. And we also look back at a lot of movies that we feel deserve or just need to be recognized again, including our series of DCOMs, which we'll be trying to return to this year for the season of Halloween. It is October, Justin.
Yes, happy October, Elijah.
Happy October. It's all spooky season now. Everything just got scary suddenly in the flicker of a light. I asked you, Justin, what do you think is one of the best, or like some of the best Halloween movies?
So yeah, I made a list because there are a lot. The thing is with when Elijah and I do DCOM movies, Disney Channel original movie reviews, I was telling him from the very beginning, I was like, the thing is the best time of year for these stupid little movies, these nostalgia bangers is Halloween time, because for some reason Disney Channel just there were only very few Christmas themed films, like literally like a very few, but like there are like more than a handful of Halloween classics, but
of DCOMs.
I'm not gonna, yeah, oh yeah, there's so many, but I'm not gonna talk about those because I mean, like, we're gonna dive into them. But yeah, I obviously said the first thing that every Halloween I always have to watch two film franchises, and one of them, it's not Halloween, it's not Michael Myers. Oh yeah, I have to watch all of these movies because they're so much fun. Scream, which I think that you and I can agree with, but that one's more of a, that's more of like a satire horror. It's right. I was actually just because I did a show last night in Bend, and I was just talking about that with one of the comedians, and we were talking about Scream, and I was like, Scream's probably my favorite horror movie of all time. He was like, dude, that's mine too. He's like, what do you think of the second one? And I was like, I love the second one. He's like, what do you think of the third one? And I was like, I really enjoyed the third one. He's like, I hated the fourth one. I was like, dude, we are the same person. So but I still like watching all of them. And so that one's definitely number one. Yeah. But other little movies, like I love Monster House. Monster House is a classic.
That's a good one.
Yeah, great. And the guy that directed Monster House is co-writing the new Ghostbusters film. Little tidbit for you guys. And so Idle Hands. You ever heard of Idle Hands? With Devin Sawa?
That was one of my mom's favorite movies, and I saw it always in the background, and I never saw it all the way through. But I've seen a lot of it, and I liked what I saw. It's pretty goofy. Jessica Alba and Seth Green.
Yeah. It's a crazy one. It's It's basically, the scene in Liar Liar when he's trying to write down the cup. That's literally the entire movie. His hand gets possessed and just kills people, and it's
such a funny concept.
It's a funny concept, but it's a really, really fucked up and dark movie. Like there are things that happen to it.
It turns into like a Werewolf in London or Paris or whatever. Which one is that? Where they're
an American
the undead are talking.
Kind of. It's very, very, very bizarre. It's one of those movies that like it got terrible reviews, and you can kind of see why, but it's still just so enjoyable. So also I have a Corpse Bride. Pretty much anything Tim Burton.
I wrote down anything Tim Burton on my list.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like I thought about like Beetlejuice and Corpse Bride. Also, the
Did he do
Addams Family
Sleepy
movies.
Hollow?
He did do Sleepy Hollow.
That's the first, like, I wrote down Nightmare Before Christmas, Sleepy Hollow, and I was like, anything Tim Burton, really. I was like, I could just keep going after a while.
I was gonna write down Edward Scissorhands, but I'm pretty sure that's set during Christmas. So
yeah, that's a Christmas movie, but
yeah,
still,
so that's
anything
why
Tim Burton still feels that way.
Yeah. And last but not least, this is a very odd one that but I put Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Not the first one, the second one. The second one's just full on Scooby-Doo, just ghouls, and they're just running around, and it's just, I love it. I love it a lot. And Seth Green's
yeah. Okay, I do remember that. Okay.
Yeah. And also the Evil Dead franchise. I've
never seen those. Those are what I have to watch soon too.
This is Evil Dead 2. Skip the first one. You don't need to see the first one.
Really?
First one's really not that good. No, it's not that good. Second one though is absolutely amazing.
Interesting. The first Halloween movie I wrote down was Hocus Pocus. Mm-hmm. But like you said, a lot of those there's a lot of like they like really honed in on the Halloween era where there was like not theatrical releases of movies. Mm-hmm. So they could really make movies for Halloween season for television. Yeah, and now there's a sequel coming. Like you said, Scream was on my list. I wrote down House on Haunted Hill from 1999, the one that has Chris Kattan and Jeffrey Rush. That was one of my favorite horror movies growing up, and I didn't know it was based on a book for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it's been remade a lot.
Chris Kattan was in that?
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh my god!
Yeah, he's like the antsy, like comedic relief guy.
Of course.
Yeah. And then I also wrote 13 Ghosts.
I was just thinking about that. No joke. Right when you said that, the last movie you said, House on Haunted Hill, I was thinking like, what's another movie with Matthew Lillard that was just so bonkers?
That movie's terrifying, and it's good. I forget who. There's probably some good names attached to that behind the scenes.
Tony Shalhoub.
I forget. Yeah, Tony Shalhoub's fantastic.
Dude, I haven't seen 13 Ghosts in so long. That was my sister's favorite movie. Oh, it's on HBO Max? Shit, dude, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, those are some good picks for Halloween. I like when I think of Halloween movies, like I think of like really scary movies. Like I don't think of many, since I've never seen Halloweentown and all that stuff. When I was a kid, I didn't really watch a lot of Halloween stuff. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's kind of it's understandable. I wasn't a big fan of
I think it's because I lived out in the country, so I didn't go trick-or-treating or anything because nothing was a walking distance away. Like my neighbors were like a 2-minute, 3-minute walk outside in pitch black.
Right.
Woods. So
yeah, I was never really in, like when I was a kid, I was like scared of like pretty much everything. But then once they started growing up, I started watching horror movies because like you go to like parties and stuff, and like people would always have like Halloween movies on. And I just like immediately outgrew, like I just went from like, this isn't scary, like this is just bad, it's just cheesy and lazy and annoying. I always thought horror movies would be very annoying, but I'm now getting to a part of my life where I like actually am starting to enjoy horror movies a lot more. Like I just recently rewatched all the Final Destination movies. Yeah, and I used to hate those movies, but now I'm just like, these movies are so much fun. They're so stupid.
I love those series. I just rewatched those too, like in the last like 6 months too. I was like, I'm just gonna watch them all. They're all on HBO. So
yeah, they're so dumb, but they're so much fun.
And they're still trying to reboot it because they still own the rights to the books and stories. So it's like, all right,
why not? You know,
yeah,
it's like one of those only franchises where it's like, if they want to reboot it, it's like, you do it, sure. And it's actually one of those only movies as well where the last film of that franchise is the best one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Because that twist.
Is it The Final Destination?
No.
Or is it the one right after that one?
So that's what's so funny about
it. Yeah. That's how they play you though, because technically.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. The Final Destination is the last of the story, but it's not the last movie.
Yeah. Because the fifth one, there's a twist. There's a brilliant twist. That they make it work so well. Oh yeah. And I thought the fifth one was actually shocking.
Maybe I'll read that book one day, the first one, whatever it's based on.
Also, Nightmare on Elm Street. We should talk about those. The first one.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I've only seen the first one. So
I've seen the first one.
I know that's one of Brando's favorites. So if we ever revisit one of those, like maybe a sequel, Maybe I'm willing to watch like maybe the fourth one or something if there's a fourth one. I think that one has Lawrence Fishburne or something, Dream Warriors or something, right? That's the fourth one.
Yeah,
The third one. I'm willing to skip what like the chronological order and just watch one randomly and see what you guys all think about it because I have no idea.
What we should watch is Freddy's Dead. You ever heard of that one? It was the last one that Wes Craven directed.
Freddy's Dead or Fred? Is it not Freddy Goes to Hell? I don't know.
No, so Freddy's Dead is literally
I probably know by the cover.
It's about the actress of the first film. I think this is like right before he
Freddy's
did
Dead, The Final Nightmare.
And,
I actually have seen bits and pieces of this one. It gets pretty meta.
That one, it's super meta. Johnny Depp comes back in it. Like everybody, like
I don't remember that.
Everyone
part.
that you think, yeah, no, dude, no, it is.
What it says Breckin Myers in it.
Yeah, it's the entire thing is it's basically Scream before Scream. This is
horror comedy, 1991. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is when he was like totally like, okay, I understand my career is going downhill, and I'm gonna go out with the bang. And then he did it, and then he read the script for El Screamo and tried to get that one made, and
for Scary Movie.
Yeah, and then we got who else is in this? Like, there's so many people that appear in it. Johnny Depp comes back, Tom Arnold and Roseanne Barr, Alice Cooper.
Oh, wow.
I think that one's
do they all play themselves?
No, they all besides the girl, the main girl, and even her, she doesn't really play herself. She plays. It's confusing.
Right. Yeah. I remember watching and I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like,
yeah,
I think I remember how it ends. Actually, I think I saw the ending. Like, I saw this third act. I was like, oh wow, this is wild. But yeah, barely.
Yeah, no, I think that one would be fun to revisit.
One of those.
Some critics named it one of the worst films of 1991.
For some news, pertaining to Scream, we get in the trailer apparently next Monday.
Oh, no way, really?
They're having a screening for the anniversary of Scream, the original, and then they get their first look. And I'm assuming after they get their first look, it's gonna drop online, hopefully,
right,
just in time for the season. When does Halloween come out? The movie, the new one. It's week after. Sure. It's not this weekend, but the next weekend.
I think it's the next weekend. Yeah,
that makes sense. Maybe they're gonna hold off.
October 15th.
It's the perfect time to release things because Scream comes out in January. So
yeah, we gotta start marketing. I'm so worried about that because I mean, like, if you're a movie nerd, you know that whenever a movie gets released in January, that is not too good of a sign.
Box office dump. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's easy to make money, but sometimes I mean, like, kind of Deadpool kind of broke that stigma, which everyone was like, oh no, that's not good. But then when you saw it, it was like, oh, that's actually genius because there's not really a lot of competition, especially for a movie like that. But horror movies in January never really go well. They never really mix.
Just for a lot of reasons. It's pretty weird.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, like, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna be positive. Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna stay positive about it because I just love that franchise so much. And the great thing about it too is that you really don't have to do much for me to make it like bad. Does that make sense? Like, even though I don't really like Scream 4, there's still enough in it that I'm just like, okay, I like this. I like this. As long as they don't do what they did with the TV show, I'm fine. Because the TV show was awful.
The TV show really stretched a lot of stuff, but
yeah, it didn't need to. Yeah, it was not the best. It did stretch a lot of the stuff, and it was just on MTV too. So there was like all like the classic stuff, like the excessive cursing and the blood and shit, and out the window.
Super teeny.
So super teeny, and I swear to God, Elijah,
wasn't Bella Thorne the first kill?
Yeah, that was the best part.
I think an insider said that the first kill is not a celebrity cameo. So,
that's weird.
I wonder what that means.
I was thinking for some reason in the back of my head I was always thinking that it was either going to be like Selena Gomez or like Miley Cyrus. It was going to be somebody that we haven't seen in a movie like that before. That I still think that
I remember hearing rumors about Selena Gomez, and someone actually said Selena Gomez. She's like, they're not Selena, but I know that type of feeling. Yeah, has to be. I feel like it had to have been someone like that. Like, yeah, it would have been cool if it was someone like Zendaya. Still, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh damn, it's her first.
Yeah, no, that's the shtick. That's actually the best part about the first Scream, or the fourth Scream, when they kept it going over and over and over again. You remember that?
Yeah, just watching the stab movies.
Yeah. And it was like celebrity after celebrity after I thought that was genius. That I saw that in the theater, and I remember laughing so hard once
I was like,
to the,
oh my God. Yeah.
And everyone else around me was getting frustrated. They're like, oh my God, when's it gonna start?
That's exactly what you're in for this one, though. You're like, all right,
yeah,
here we go.
I was like, I could literally watch the entire movie just like this. If this was the entire thing, I would be very happy. But yeah, this is the first one too that we're not going to be getting. Of course, Wes Craven, he passed away, but we're also not going to be having Kevin Williamson
as writer.
Yeah,
just characters. He's a producer though. He was on set every day.
That's good. He's too busy trying to write that. He's too busy trying to write that Dawson's Creek reunion.
So, have you seen any good movies?
I watched Dear Evan Hansen.
That's what I heard.
Who'd you hear that from?
Yeah, you told me.
Oh, did I? Dude, yeah, no. I was actually just gonna say, if you're gonna be like, oh, what horror movies would you recommend? I was gonna say, oh, everyone should watch Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah,
it's terrifying, dude.
I know nothing about it, so I don't have any attachment to actually.
Honestly,
see it.
That is going to be worse for you. Okay. I really do think so. I think that if you don't know the source material and you just go in this, it's going to be even more boring and even more just odd. Like the musical choices, like I love musicals, but
like when you're seeing it on stage, it's like, well, you're still different. Seeing a performance on stage, so it doesn't matter what you're in for. You're gonna get something. But if it's a movie, it's a different experience. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, they really cake him up with makeup, and they de-age him a bit. And the thing is, it would work if it was never going to work. Let's be honest, it was never going to work. But it would have maybe if they didn't do so many goddamn close-ups on him. They do so many close-ups, Elijah. And it's just so weird. Not just him, too. It's like all the other actors, like, I don't know, like I heard the production was like rushed because they were worried about his age, and they made it during the pandemic too. So there are certain scenes where you can tell they were like, let's go. There's no flare in the camera. Like there's no camera movements at all.
Oh yeah.
Like the thing is, like the most exciting musical number is Sincerely Me. And even then, the most exciting thing that happens is that they're walking in the hallway. It's like if Aaron Sorkin did a musical. It's
maybe they will.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that he would do a better job. But yeah, it was odd, and the thing that really killed them was casting fucking Ben Platt, man. Fucking Ben Platt.
Yeah,
he ruined it. And it's so sad because like the musical does have really good themes, and I honestly think this movie is so bad. I mean, like it's kind of like Rent, where it's not awful, but it's just like such a huge, colossal misfire that you just can't believe your eyes. And it's just such a missed opportunity. But I think this movie ruins Dear Evan Hansen so much that I don't even think that they're going to do productions of this show anymore, because everyone's realizing how awful of a human being Evan Hansen is, and just how just downright insanely creepy the show was. I always liked it because, I mean, like, the songs are really good, and Ben Platt's performance on stage is pretty good. But yeah, and they put all the other characters in the sidelines too.
At least we still have Tick Tick Boom still coming out.
Oh God, let's hope. I'm hoping. Well, just by looking at the trailer for Tick Tick Boom, there's a lot more going on, and it's only like a minute long trailer, and just by that,
it's just a teaser. Yeah, it's not even.
You just see like a lot more like going on with the camera. And even though they made it during the pandemic, you can still tell that Lin-Manuel Miranda He's taking his time because Jonathan Larson was his hero. So he's like,
he's making it more visual and more of what is, I don't know. I want to use a powerful word, but I can't think of one right now.
Well, dude, they got the fucking right casting too. You look at Andrew Garfield and it's like, yeah, that he looks like Jonathan Larson. He can sing, he can dance. He's a great actor. You just look at Ben Platt being like, dude, why are you playing a 17-year-old? Yeah. I would honestly give it a 4 out of 10 because there are some moments. There are moments in it that are like, okay, it's pretty good. Like the sincerely me part, pretty good. The guy that plays Connor Murphy, pretty good. But everything else
is all over my head. But for the listeners who know, they're probably agreeing with you because I've only heard some things like that about the movie. I told Chris I had to see a couple movies. He's like, "What movies do you have to see?" Then I told him, and I told him Evan Hansen was one of them, and he's like, "I don't know about that one." I was like, "Okay, let's just go see Venom." He's like, okay." Venom though, Venom is weird. Venom.
Yeah, you saw Venom, huh?
Well, yeah. That was, I mean, there's like a lot of hype behind it. Yeah, the first one is weird. The second one is just as weird because there's no recap or anything. You just go right in. You're like, okay, this is weird. This is weird to watch. I don't know exactly what I'm watching, and there's not much that saves it. I mean, there's a post-credit scene that saves it, and I'm sure a lot of people are talking about it. But
I heard about that. That's what Patrick sent me a message, and he was like, "Venom is horrific, but the post-credit scene is
worth the really tease." Good. Yeah,
but that's what they did. I mean, that's what they kind of did with the first Venom too, when they teased Carnage. Even though
they
had that awful wig on him.
This one's bigger.
Ooh. Is it going to be a crossover?
Some might say, yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'm still gonna see it because
it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. Like go into it thinking bizarre, not like superhero. Just think bizarre.
Well, yeah. Isn't there like a scene where like Venom like goes to like a gay pride parade or something like that?
He goes to like an underground festival thing, yes. And he does this big speech. Yeah, there's this weird thing that I keep thinking about is that it's Andy Serkis that made it.
Yeah, that's odd.
And I think it's because this was a paycheck job because he just came out of an interview while doing press for Venom where his next movie is Animal Farm, I guess, which is the George Orwell novel. It's a pretty famous book, Animal Farm. A group of farm animals who rebel against their human farmer, hoping to create a society where the animals can be equal, free, and happy. And it's all a metaphor for humanity, I believe.
Of course.
That's all George Orwell writes because he wrote 1984, was it? Where our being spied on. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the whichever one this one was, the 1999 one.
A few versions.
That's Kelsey Grammer, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Patrick Stewart. That seems interesting. So Andy Serkis is gonna do. I mean,
that's the next one he wants to direct. He said that's the closest one that's gonna be coming out. He said into pre-production.
Didn't he do the that Jungle Book movie?
Yeah, I think that was another one. I think that was like another like studio test. Be like, all right, here's a familiar IP. Let's see what you can do with it, sort of thing. Because that was like one of his first projects where they needed to see if he could direct, probably.
Yeah, and they got fucked by Jon Favreau's.
Yeah, Disney was like, we're gonna do it too. Sabotage.
Always. Yeah. Yeah, I always thought that was super odd because I remember when he was announced as the director for Venom 2.
Yeah.
It was like they kept on building up,
wasn't it?
Yeah, because Ruben Fleischer was the first one.
Zombieland 2 or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. He was doing something he could do.
But with the second Venom, they kept on talking about how it's gonna be R-rated, it's gonna be super dark, bloody, just all this shit. And then once the trailer came out, remember when the trailer came out, you and I were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like he's like singing and making him breakfast and shit. It's like, what?
Yeah, that first scene. It's exactly what the whole movie's like. It's like that.
Oh God.
It's not dark at all.
I can get behind it because I mean, like I recently rewatched because Venom plays at my work all the time for some reason. So there were plenty of times I'm like looking over at the screen, and the one thing because it just keeps like coming back into my life. One thing I will give to Tom Hardy is I like how Eddie Brock isn't like built. He's like, he just looks like shit the entire movie. And how he doesn't really have an arc and his entire life just continues to be ruined even by the end of the movie. I kind of liked that because it's just bizarre and weird. You don't really see that in superhero movies, but overall it's still a fucking odd movie.
I'm interested to see where it's going to go now.
Do you think there's going to be a third one? Do you think the movie's going to make a lot of money?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. People might just want to go see a movie to see a movie now because
that's true.
It's been a while since we've talked, so there's a lot of news that we can still catch up on. I feel like I just found out that Lily Rose Depp is joining that Weeknd project, The Idol, where he plays a nightclub owner, I guess, who's also a co-leader.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to star Lily Rose Depp, who is Johnny Depp's daughter, for those who don't know. She's also an actress. She's done some interesting projects. That's just a side note. Not much to talk about that. But this one, I'm interested to hear what you have to say, is the Super Mario Brothers movie that announced the voice cast. How do you feel about this? We found out the voice cast is going to have Chris Pratt as Mario. That sounds fake, but it is not.
Keep going though.
There's Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. Luigi is Charlie Day, I believe. Which I don't know how they all work together. Jack Black is Bowser, who I didn't know spoke. It's just kind of weird to imagine them all talking. I don't know.
Well,
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. We got Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
So the thing is with like that cast is already awful, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to think about the company that's doing it. It's fucking Illumination.
Right. They did Despicable Me series. They created the Minions and brought Minions to the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that already right there.
I feel like that animation works for it though. It works for Mario. No, but
it works. But the writers and like the creators of that company are so they're just awful. They're not good at what they do. And I'm sorry to say that. I know like they
someone's
probably
heart just he says it. Minions.
Yeah. We do it for the children. Yeah, sure. I mean, like if you watch something like The Secret Life of Pets, it's like, dude, you literally just stole Toy Story and you just put it as pets. Cool. And then you look at something like Sing. It's like, okay, you just basically just took a bunch of popular songs and put animation to it. Cool. And you look at something like The Grinch. It's like, oh, we just fucked up the Grinch even more. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even make the Grinch mean in that. They made him just So
I never saw that one still.
I couldn't even finish
My
it,
Grinch
honestly.
is always Jim Carrey, so I don't know
exactly
what to tell people. I don't know.
So just having that, like having them do the Mario movie is already like, well, of course they're gonna do something with that that's gonna be really stupid and annoying. Who knows what it's gonna be, but I can already tell like something stupid and annoying is gonna come out of that. But you see that cast, and it's like
Seth Rogen. Have you seen
that's
just weird.
What?
Have you seen the clip, like the clips of that are from the Donkey Kong game where they put in Seth Rogen's voice and laugh? No. It's so funny. You'll be able to find it pretty quick probably, but it's hilarious. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. This seems
Do you think I think Illumination has finally just said, fuck it. We're going to purposely do something that's going to just piss people off, because they already like ruined everybody's lives with whoever has a kid, your life is already ruined by the Minions. So maybe probably now just like, you know what, we're going to take Super Mario and we're just going to cast, we're like literally just going to have a randomizer and just like, you know, when you're playing Mario Party and like you have to do a mission, you just like kind of do like, you hit the randomizer and then you just like do whatever mission. That's what they're doing.
Can you guess which one I'm okay with for the casting? Can you guess which one?
I'm gonna say Anna Taylor-Joy
as Peach,
because that's the only one that makes sense.
She could have a princess voice. Luigi and Chris. Charlie Day and Chris Pratt. I don't know what they're gonna do. Chris Pratt said he's gonna put more of a Mario-esque spin on the voice, which is kind of weird. And it's not going to be actually his talking voice like he was in the Lego movie. It's not going to be him. He's going to be putting it up as Mario.
That's odd.
And with Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, I feel like he's just going to speak and they're going to make his voice really high pitched like Toad, because Toad has a really high pitched voice.
Yeah, no, and they're going to, but dude, let's talk about Charlie Day. Man, I love Charlie Day and everything, but
yeah,
I can't imagine that. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't think that's a good idea.
I don't know either. Like Luigi,
he is
I'm used to these characters being so silent.
Well, the thing is with all of these actors too, the thing is all these actors that they already have distinct voices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when Ryan Reynolds was cast as Pikachu. It's like, it doesn't really work because we already know that voice so much that when you hear it in a famous IP like that, it's just odd. It just doesn't gel, at least to me. I know a lot of people have felt the same way. But when you see that cast, literally every single person besides Anna Taylor-Joy, every other person has a distinct voice that's really hard for them to do any other voice without it sounding weird, especially Charlie Day. Like, I can't imagine Charlie Day being Luigi. That's just fucking odd. That's just really, really, that is an odd choice.
It makes me wonder if they like auditioned them and they did stuff to like prove it, or if they just were like, here is the role.
They're probably just like, here's the role.
Because those are really big actors. I feel like a lot of them don't really audition anymore. They don't need to.
Yeah. I wonder how many zeros they have in their paycheck. Because that's
Nintendo and Illumination. So that's a lot of money backing it.
Oh man. It's so funny. John I always fuck up his last name. He was the first John. Luigi. He was the Luigi in the
Leguizamo or something. Yeah.
Leguizamo.
Right?
That he just came out and he was like, I can't believe they're doing this and there's no diversity in the cast and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, of course. But your movie was not any better. His movie was not any better. But at least like they had a cast to it though. Like Bob Hoskins and John Les, I can never say his name. It's always a tongue twister to me. Yeah. But those two, like they're you can see it. And it actually works out pretty perfectly. But,
and they're just voices, like basically. So
yeah,
it's a big thing too. Voice acting is a lot different. I feel like I in my opinion, I don't know. Sometimes
it's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, and the weird part is they also have the guy who originally plays Mario in the cast as well to do various other voices and sounds, but he's not playing Mario, which is weird.
Odd. So the guy that's writing it is the producer of Teen Titans Go. So this is what I'm thinking, and he's the creator of Teen Titans Go. So this is also what I've been thinking, Elijah. Maybe they're going to do a total like meta thing where Chris Pratt, all these actors are actually going to talk like themselves, and they're going to be like seeing like Mario, like people know who Mario is, and they're kind of like, wow, this is like a huge stereotype. This isn't like who we are at all. Maybe that's what they're going to do. I don't know. It's just, it's odd.
I don't know about that. I don't know how
I know maybe. It sounds like a terrible. Hey, look, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying like that. That's all I can think of. I can't think of this being a legit movie. This feels like a film.
By this time next year, we're going to be talking about the trailer probably because it comes around holiday next year.
Hopefully they just cancel this. Hopefully there's so much of an upcry that they realize like, okay, we can't move forward. What are we thinking? Or get a better cast. And Jack Black as Bowser?
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
There's also clips of him talking as Bowser, like overlaying that. I want to talk about more casting. So the Super Mario Bros. Is just bizarre. But the Willy Wonka prequel movie is officially being the production has officially begun. So it is happening. We are getting that prequel, Timothy Chalamet. Shimmy. That's what's happening. And we got some more of the supposed to come out in March 2023. So it's not going to be out for a while. But they got more people attached to it. They got Rowan Atkinson attached. which I love.
Awesome.
I wonder if he's going to be associated with the Oompa Loompas.
I was just gonna say that'd be really odd if he was an Oompa Loompa, but I mean, like,
maybe he's like maybe he's a villain. I don't know. He's getting up there in age, so he's probably, I don't know what he would play, but I love Rowan Atkinson. I love Mr.
I do too.
Bean. If you don't know, he's Mr. Bean. But also we got Sally Hawkins, who is a pretty good actress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else is she in? Sally Hawkins.
She was in The Shape of Water.
Right.
She was also in the Paddington movies, which this is the director of Paddington.
Mm-hmm. Wonka. And Olivia Colman is also in it.
Yeah, Olivia Colman. Yeah.
She's from The Favorite, which is a very good movie.
Yeah, The Favorite, The Father. A lot of these and
F's. A lot of these does. Yeah, that's what she does. Oh, and also they got Keegan-Michael Key was one of the first people who was attached to this movie as well.
He's in everything. We have to just assume that any movie that comes out, he's just going to be in it.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird movie.
Yeah, I mean, like,
can't believe all this stuff is happening.
I know, right? Like, it's just
ones.
it's so odd that people really think, like, Hollywood really thinks that we need stuff like this. Like, why do we need to see an origin?
It's because they want to just
Wonka?
they don't want to give the story rights back to the people, so they just keep producing stuff. Because the Ronald Dahl series, all this stuff is now on Netflix. Like, Netflix can produce all of their stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
weren't
they going to? Yeah, so that's still happening.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I remember they announced that like fucking years ago.
Yeah, I finally had. So now they're like,
nice.
Taika Waititi's coming out with a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory as well.
See, now that is perfect.
Animated show.
Yeah. See, like that's how it should be. Like, they should make them like what they did with Rod Sterling's Twilight Zone. Just make them like little anthology shows, hour-long episodes. They don't need to be. We just don't need this. We don't need like, especially Timothy Chalamet as Wonka. Like, I don't know, man. That sounds bad. I think this might be the movie that finally ruins his career. I'm just kidding. I
mean, maybe he plays like an angsty Wonka before he's actually.
That's what I'm nervous about.
It's like, well, this just doesn't have to play like Gene Wilder at all, because I'm assuming they're using the Gene Wilder version as canon, but I don't know. So,
but see, isn't that strange though? Because I mean, like, if they were using the Gene Wilder as canon, they probably should have gone someone that's more of a character actor. But them going with Timothy Chalamet, it seems like, oh my, are you guys trying to connect the Tim Burton one? Please no.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I don't like that association that he did with Edward Scissorhands. I'm like, I can't believe Timothy Chalamet did this.
But I mean, like, he does resemble him.
That's annoying. We had Johnny Depp. We don't need him again.
It is annoying, but like something like that, like the Edward Scissorhands thing, I thought was funny because he did like look like him. Like, it was like uncanny.
He's just the son of him.
But this right here is just kind of like, shit, dude. What are you gonna do, Timothy? What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
And like I can't wait to see him in The French Dispatch, because supposedly he's really good in that, and he does look like wacky.
That comes out this month too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he does look nice and wacky in that, but I've yet to see him. You know, we talked about him before. We have yet to see him do anything that actually intrigued us. Like, he's gonna be in the new Adam McKay movie, Don't Look Up, which is cool.
The teaser looks insane.
Yeah, but also every single person in Hollywood's in that movie, so
we'll see if he stands out. We'll see. He
was good in Beautiful Boy, but I mean, like, this is a pretty forgettable movie. Still haven't seen Dune. I don't know if I ever will.
That hasn't come out yet.
Oh yeah, isn't that supposed to come out in?
Comes out this month.
Yeah. Oh, it already made 100. Already made 100 million.
Came out overseas, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Good for them. But that's another movie though. It's like has like every single person in the entire world that's in it. Mm-hmm. So who knows, man? Who knows? I just don't like this Wonka idea. I don't like this Wonka idea. I don't
know
like
what to expect.
Mario
That's all.
Brothers.
So let's talk about stuff that we do like.
Okay, I'm down.
You're like, Okay, yes, let's do that.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you're so much nicer than I am whenever it comes to like, you're always like having like an open mind, being like, well, maybe. I'm always just like, no, Elijah, stop being nice.
Not until I see something. I just don't get. Yeah,
I know.
There's not a point until there's a point. So.
Yeah, no, that's you're right. You're right.
So I think we agreed on a new one. Our next DCOM. We're sticking to Halloween themed spooky stuff for all the movies we're talking about and visiting this month. Since it's October, I believe we're going with our first DCOM revisited of Halloweentown, right? The classic.
There are so many good ones, but I mean, like that. I feel like that's a good start to everything. And plus, we need to pop that cherry for you. And
I've never seen that. That's the classic one.
Yeah, we have to stop the hate. We have to stop the hate on Elijah because he hasn't seen Halloweentown. Leave him alone.
So Halloweentown, I'm assuming. Okay, it's about a girl who goes to a place.
Yes.
Called Halloweentown, kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas or whatever, but like not through a tree. She doesn't go through a tree. She goes through.
What do you think?
I mean, I've seen some like footage of like a taxi, but I don't see how that taxi is it like a Harry Potter type situation where it goes through a secret tunnel.
I'm not gonna tell you, but
does she have to die? Does she accidentally die? I don't get it. I don't know exactly. So
I'm not gonna tell you.
I think her grandma's in it, and she's a big part of the story.
Well, Debbie Reynolds, Debbie Reynolds, who is Carrie Fisher's mother.
Okay.
She is the grandmother in this. She is the heart and soul of these films. But I think that you're really gonna enjoy. I think you're gonna appreciate the first Halloweentown.
What year is the first Halloween?
1999.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a DCOM? The first DCOM?
Yeah.
Considered.
Yeah. Well, it was the first Halloween DCOM. I think it was like the first like seasonal movie that they tried doing, and it became so big.
One of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And then this is the big one. This is the big one.
Yeah.
When
when
I think of DCOMs, this is one of the first ones I think of. I feel like.
This is what everybody thinks of. Everybody that's anybody, either the Halloweentown franchise or High School Musical. And we are in it to win.
Those are two generations. Yeah, we got to keep that alive.
Yep. So I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I mean, like, if we watch, for me, if I'm once we're done with this, I'm gonna watch Halloweentown. I'm gonna have to watch Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge. If I watch Calabar's Revenge,
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Then I'm gonna have to watch Halloweentown High. If I watch Halloweentown
isn't there a spinoff with Sarah Paxton or whatever her name is?
Not a spinoff. For some reason, they did not want to have Kimberly Brown.
She plays the same character.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty awful. That's the worst one.
That's the worst type of. That's the worst type of Hollywood right there.
Well, I mean, like, honestly, the thing is with the movies is that the first one happened, and then the second one is supposed to be like a year after the first one, but they made the second one like 4 years after. Okay. So like the kids in it, like they're supposed to be like a year older, and it's like obviously like it's like, oh no. And then the third one, she's supposed to be in high school, and that one came out like 4 years after, and she's supposed to be in high school still, and she looks like she's in her fucking 30s. She looks like she's fucking knitting and doing Martha Stewart commercials. So by the time they were doing the fifth one or the fourth one, she's supposed to be in college, and they were just kind of like, we can't do this anymore. We can't do this to ourselves.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah, just to kick it off. So this was our first episode of Spooky History of Popcorn.
Ooh, history of spooky popcorn.
That's a good one.
We'll work on it.
He's just like looking for the reaction. That one.
We'll work on it.
Spooky popcorn. History of Halloween. I don't know.
Nah. Yeah, history of bloody popcorn. History of bloody popcorn.
Let's see. Oh, there's some notable releases this weekend. We finally get No Time to Die, Justin. Are you gonna try to see it? 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Hell no. I can't believe that was the first movie that got canceled.
Yep, and that's finally coming out.
Finally. Dude, I was watching there's like some like commercial for that while I was at work, and it said the epic conclusion to the James Bond franchise. And I was like, you guys really think you're gonna end it?
It's well, with that actor, yeah,
Daniel Craig, yeah, but
because they're already asking who's the next one, and all the studio people are like, we're not going to have a single meeting about the new James Bond until January of next year, and they're like, oh, okay, well, it's coming up. They really want, because we're like, we want to talk about this movie, but we're going to think about it right away. They're going to recast right away. That's a UK treasure. Man. I just saw like footage of when Daniel Craig was announced. It was like a whole thing with like boats and planes and flags and trumpets.
They take James Bond very seriously.
Yeah, it's like a new Captain America or something every year. I don't know what the American equivalent would be to 007.
Probably Spider-Man.
So maybe Spider-Man, but it's not nearly as long.
No. Yeah, James Bond has been going on probably for way too long.
You're right. Spider-Man's probably going to be that though. But it's always going to be really young people. You can't have established people.
Right. Yeah, no, the only other thing I could think of, but it's British as well, is Doctor Who. But that's also a British TV show.
Yeah.
They
have a lot of
legacy. I just love the British don't care. They're like, we're just gonna recast.
We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah. You don't want to do it again? Whatever.
The UK is all about making it make sense because they want to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh damn. Is that the only thing that's coming out this weekend?
I believe so, yes. They're hogging the box office, but it's doing well overseas.
Yeah, I actually just looked up the box office for Venom, and it already made $100 million. Oh
wow!
And its budget was, let me see what the budget was. So its budget was $110 million, and it's already made 103. So nice. That sequel is definitely coming our way. There's definitely going to be
good
more.
Good for Tom Hardy. Apparently, Tom Hardy is really passionate about the character, but it makes me.
Oh yeah, dude, he has
what the direction they go. It's like wow.
He has a writing credit in it.
Yes, it's really weird. It's like his Deadpool, which I don't get. The way he does the movie, I'm like, this doesn't seem like what I always imagined Venom to be. Maybe it's because I don't know Venom, I don't know the comics or anything, but it just doesn't seem like what I thought Venom would be based on my early interpretations of Venom. I always thought he was kind of scary.
Well, the thing is with I still have no idea if I like Tom Hardy as an actor or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just makes the weirdest decisions.
True. Yeah, I agree with you. He's I don't know what to call him.
He's an odd duck. Let's call him that.
Yeah. There's like a word for it. It's like I can't put my finger on it. He's
just very, 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 very strange. Oh yeah, dude, Morbius is coming out. I totally forgot about Morbius.
I don't know when that's coming out, but apparently it's coming out. Yeah.
It's coming out in January.
They're doing some interesting things. If you go see the movie and watch the post credit, you'll get a feeling.
Is he there?
Going for.
Does he come? Does he pop up? Just tell me. We can cut it out. I don't care.
It's what's it called? It's and it's really weird how it happens. And then he sees that's our Halloween episode. We got a couple news slipped in there for you. We'll be visiting Halloweentown next week, along with more movie news and just more film conversations. Let us know what you guys are watching. If you see 007 this weekend, No Time to Die, let us know what happens. Or not let us know what happens, but let us know what you think. I guess we probably won't care. We'll probably have seen it or don't care about spoilers. Like, I don't think Justin really cares about spoilers because he ultimately sees things when he needs to see them. Have you ever been picky about spoilers on any projects or anything? You're like, don't tell me, I need to see it myself.
Yes.
Like recently.
I'm picky when it comes to spoilers I actually care about for like certain movies. Like if someone spoils Scream for me, I'll be upset.
That'd be insane.
Yeah. I would be upset on that. But stuff like Venom and
comic book stuff,
James Bond, who cares? Tell me.
Yeah.
It's nothing. plus it's always obvious stuff. Like when Endgame happened, and my buddy went to go see it, and I didn't. He was like, man, no, you wouldn't even guess what would happen. It was like Rob Downey Jr. sacrificed himself. And he was like, you seen it? You totally seen it. I was like, no, it's fucking obvious. He and I was like, it's because
it's the arc.
Well, it's also because like I just like movie news all the time. It's like, well, his contract is done.
Yeah.
He talked about how much he doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore.
Yeah, that's
it's obvious.
When people are like, I think he's done, dude. And I'm
and
like,
the same thing,
dude, he's got a couple more in his contract. Don't worry. That's the one of the
And the same thing with Venom too. It's like everyone's like, oh my god, this is a game changer, because sooner rather than later, Marvel's gonna lose Spider-Man again.
Yeah, and, so Sony has to have something set up for a backup plan.
Yep, and Tom Holland's definitely going to be fucked in that one. Can't wait for those. Can't wait for that drama to come back. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Well, Bam Margera got sent to rehab. He's getting help.
Yes.
I'll see you guys next week.
Adios. That was a perfect ending.